Hello everyone. Welcome to the next episode of 2 Minute Gyan by Agile Beyond Boundary. Today I will like to talk about how to work effectively as a team when we are working remote. With the advent of COVID-19, all teams were forced to go remote, and this is an even larger degree of separation than previously distributed teams. Now, with many principles and practices in Agile which focus on in-person interactions, this remote working has been a challenge. We have adapted to that challenge. We are being agile. And sure enough, there are enough articles that help us to do that. But what seeing is that before we went remote, teams had worked together and they had a very good understanding amongst each other and a good established way of working and communication. Now, with new teams which will be starting remote, the challenge is going to be even greater. So, how do you ensure that teams will still communicate properly and transparently and work together as a team rather than a group of individual contributors? Here are a few quick tips or 2 minute gyan. One, build good team rapport. To do this, set up some games, set up channels for informal chit chat, set up time to play these games and have this chit chat. If you don't set up time, teams may not actually connect informally, organically. Second, don't monitor presence. Rather, focus on the outcomes that you are achieving. This will retain the self-organizing aspect and yet have the team directed towards a common goal. Three, block time for every meeting or every catch-up. This will help avoiding misunderstandings. There may be lack of responses because someone might be busy. So having your time blocked for every catch-up will make sure that people know when you are available and when you are not. Share your calendars within the team so that people can plan their work according to their calendars. It's a good practice to even block time for lunch, for childcare, housework, or other commitments. 4. Be aware of each other's environment. There are differences in culture, even locally, and there are different constraints. Start by sharing those. Encourage people in the team to speak about their constraints. As everyone has moved to their own homes, it is understandable that constraints related to your home and your surroundings are going to be there. Ensure that nobody feels guilty for having these constraints. They should be talked about openly and freely. 5. Have the team work out their own ways of working. For example, when to have core working hours, when to have catch-ups, when should the games and chit-chat time slots be. Have the team talk about this together because there may be environmental differences for each person that will have their own constraints. 6. Agree on which media to use for what level of urgency. Asynchronous communication can sometimes be good because it doesn't pressurize you to respond immediately and it doesn't distract you from your work. So you can have rules like emails will be used for asynchronous communication, uh, pings or phone calls can be used to set up times, and then the actual video conferences or chats can be used for continuous communication. Anything that suits the team, but it has to be agreed together by all the members. And lastly, treat remote communications as respectfully as in-person communications. So avoid multitasking when you're on calls or when somebody is talking to you. We would consider it rude if it was done in person, right? For a good reason. The same should be followed when you're remote. That will also ensure that you are really connecting to the person or the group when in the meeting. When remote, it actually requires more focus. So avoid multitasking and having less focus. In short, be human. Treat remote as just another way of communicating and remembering you are communicating with people, not attending recorded webinars. So follow physical distancing, but not social distancing. Be social online. Thank you for listening and feel free to reach out to me or the ABV channel if you have any thoughts or comments that you want to share. Thank you.